Hello, welcome back. Right, so another video. So today I'm going to be tinkering with my Mark 2 Golf, doing a bit of work on both cars, the silver and the black Golf today. So I need to get the silver Golf ready for its maiden voyage out this year. Put some miles on it, so I just want to make sure it's all buttoned up. And I've got a few little bits and pieces on the black Golf to do as well. So I want to start driving both cars this year, putting some miles on them. So yeah. Here we go. One of the issues I've got with this 8-valve Golf is the alternator belt has got way too much slack on it, so that's flapping around quite a bit. So I need to tighten up the belt. So I've got to loosen off this nut here, and there's an Allen key in there, and I can move the alternator to tension it. So that's the first job I've got to do today. That's a lot better now. Go, that's a lot better now, a lot more tight. So yeah, you basically need to undo that one there and the Allen key, and you can move it up and then tighten it back up again. So let's try that. Right, the Golf has been running a little bit weird, like under acceleration there's like a little hesitation, probably because it hasn't been driven for a long time. But I've just noticed these two connectors back here were not in the best of condition, and obviously that's the earth for the coil and the earth for the ECU, if you want to call it that, on this car. So I've just redone those, and I'll see if that makes any difference. So we'll see what happens. Right, so that's what moved out the garage. So we need to move our attention onto this. So I need to jack up the car and just check the rear brakes aren't binding on. I think on the MOT last time, this side was binding, so I just need to jack it up and check. So I want to make sure this car is going to be all buttoned up and ready to go. Yeah, so with the car jacked up, the wheel does spin, but it's not as free as not as free as it should be. And you can hear, yeah, it's definitely grabbing a little bit, so I need to try and free this brake off. I'll check the other side as well. All right, so yeah, the wheel's off. I'm just going to take the caliper off and then wind it back a little bit and work it backwards and forwards. It might just be because there's some rust on the disc, but it's not as free as it should be. So I probably should have left the handbrake off instead of leaving the handbrake on over the winter, but there you go. Oh yeah, the other cool thing about my BBS wheels as well is they're actually branded. VW branded BBS RM wheels. Super rare. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give all this this a bit of a clean where the brake pads sit, and I'm going to wind back the piston, give everything a little bit of a grease, and just clean up the bracket here. Hopefully that will help. Well, I've just discovered, you see that? This is bent on one of the pads. So I need to try and bend that back again. It might be why it was catching potentially. So yeah, have to look at that. And there we have it. One freed off wheel. So yeah, the brakes were definitely sticking. I'm going to check the other side as well. I don't want them getting nice and hot whilst I'm trying to drive the car, do we? So yeah. Yeah, this side is absolutely fine, other than being a little bit rusty on the disc. So nothing to worry about on this side. Right, another job that I'm going to do today is replace the door membrane behind this door card, because I'm getting a bit of water when it rains. This footwell is getting a bit wet, and I thought it might be the scuttle, but I've already checked that and I've already cleaned it all out and everything. So it's a classic VW thing that they leak through the door cards. So I'm gonna take all this apart, and I've got some plastic to redo the membrane. So I'm pretty sure last time I took all this off, the membrane was all like in pieces. So common thing, they do leak through the doors. So another little job to do. Yeah, as you can see, the door membrane is not in the best of condition. I reckon it's been leaking in through here and then into the footwell. So I'm going to replace it with plastic, and then hopefully that will solve the problem. Right, so that's the old plastic off, and I've scraped off most of the residue. So I've got some plastic sheeting and some sealant that I'm going to use to make up a new membrane. So I've got the plastic sort of cut to the rough size. I'm going to put some sealant all around here, sort of halfway up, and then get it all glued on, and then I'll trim it all, and then put the top with some tape just to hold it on there. So yeah, here we go. Right, so it's kind of on now. So the best thing to do is to take the clips out, put all the sealant around, and push the clips through the plastic, so that way it won't leak through these. So yeah, this is all gone off all the way around there. Look, I've only done it about halfway, and then I'll hold the top on with some tape. I've just got to cut all the little holes now and run all the cables through. Right, so before I put the door card back on, that's what we look at. I've cut all the holes out for the cables, and it's all sealed up. So hopefully that will stop it leaking now. So I'm just going to put the door card back on now. Yeah, my cat loves the car. Here he is, inside the boot. Who needs a nodding dog, eh? Just have a cat on the parcel shelf. Anyway, yeah, that's the door card all back together and everything's working. So time will tell. The next downpour of rain, we'll see if the footwell stays dry or it fills up with water. Place your bets now. What do you reckon?